It's Friday. Jesus is on the cross. He's dead. He's gone. No more. But that's because it's Friday.
That's right.
Mary's crying her eyes out. The disciples are running in every direction, like sheep without a shepherd, without hope in the world. But that's because it's Friday. Pilate is washing his hands. The Pharisees are calling the shots. The Roman soldiers are strutting around with their spears. But that's because it's Friday. The forces that oppress the poor and make people suffer and leave them hopeless are in control. But that's because it's Friday. Satan is doing his dance. And he thinks he rules the world, and he controls the institutions, and governments do his bidding, and businesses do his work, but that's because it's Friday. And the pro-abortionists continue their work 4,000 times a day, tearing off the hands and arms and legs of little babies, crushing their heads, but that's because it's Friday. Lying groups of women attempt to speak for all women and hide the pain of abortion and even call it a blessing, but that's because it's Friday. Pro-abortion groups put out their hands and they receive billions of dollars of money from people more deceived than they are, but that's because it's Friday. Judicial activists have their way, and they write the law instead of applying it, and they ignore the will of the American people, even allowing partial birth abortion to continue, but that's because it's Friday. And men who distort the gospel of Christ find judges who will have the arrogance to say that sodomy is okay, and they'll redefine marriage itself, but that's because it's Friday. Those who refuse to acknowledge God will remove from the bench men of God who post his commandments in the courtroom, but that's because it's Friday. And church leaders who are silent in the face of all these evils spend more time figuring out how to protect themselves from lawyers than to protect themselves from the judgment of God, but that's because it's Friday. Brothers and sisters, there's plenty of people here today who are making Sunday come even faster. Let's just continue together to declare to this society one simple message. It's Friday!